y'all? It is the first weekly recap of the season. There was results everywhere, right? Tournaments going down from Wolverine to K-Town Throwdown to the Beach Brawl to the Catamount Duels, just everywhere. Everywhere. It was awesome. And on top of that, great college action as well. So, in wrestling heaven this weekend, it was awesome. I'm beyond stoked to just kick it off and get it going. Tons of results to go through. Before we do, rankings are up and updated up on the site. So you can go check those out for every single classification, men's and women's. Thank you, Defense Soap. They are presented by Defense Soap, so we're thankful for their partnership. Thank you to all the coaches that continually enter their information on track as they go. And also, man, just the patience of people as we continue to update rankings with the football playoffs are going on for forever. So some of these kids are not that are still in there because they haven't competed yet, and because they're on the football team. And some of these kids we might not see till mid-December or later. So we're going to continue to navigate that. For me, the storyline before I even get into the results, the storyline of the weekend is the freshman class, women's and men's. They're here. They're here. I didn't rank a single one of them because they didn't have a high school result before the season started. There's a ton of them ranked now and ranked really high. So make sure you go check those out right here on dncmat.com. Thank you to Defense Soap. All right, let's get into the results. Starting off with Josh Breezak, green level over Cole Schuster of East Chapel Hill. Big one there. Breezak getting a win over a state qualifier. Malachi Escalamato from St. Stephen's. He's a freshman. Gets the fall over Travis Good of Maiden. Jacob Campos over Tristan Bolden of Southwest Onslow, 12-9. Good win for Jacob there. Shepherd Holman takes out state runner-up Zane Taylor in their duel, 9-3 in the Inca St. Stephen's duel. That's a good duel. Jackson Thomas gets a fall over Tyler Kendrick of Moorhead. So big pin over state finals there for Jackson Thomas, who continues to look really well. Really good. Atkins Invite. Let's start there. Ben Loman of Northern Guilford gets a pin over Judah Robinson, and then Rubio over Robinson as well on the backside. Abel Adams of Southwest Guilford gets a win over the aforementioned Ben Loman, and then Abel Adams, so he got that win there. And then other big results, Roadshaw of West Wilkes beats Justice Collins of Mount Airy. Oscar Zala over Rhodes Shaw. Noah Faulkner over Collins. Andrew Meadows, Mount Airy over Corey Perryman of Dudley by fall. John Perez, this was probably the biggest result of the tournament in my opinion. John Perez of Rockingham County takes out Aaron Ruiz Angel, right? State runner up there. And Dudley wins the Atkins Invite over Mount Airy. Now, before I go any further, am I going over every single result that factored into the new rankings? No, I'm just going over the big ones that I saw, right? If I was going over every single result that factored into the rankings, we'd be here for 3 hours. All right, the Wolverine tournament, lots of big results. Adam Walker, like I said, the freshman showed up and showed out. The freshman Adam Walker over state champ Aiden Burkholder, 11-2. Luke Richards beats Stephen Cross, 9-5. Gavin Hickey, freshman, right? Like I said, freshman showed up. He beats Edgar Vasquez, and then he beats Luke Ayers. And Will Murray, who's someone who I talked about since Fargo, from Millbrook. He gets a win over J.T. Sarchett, state qualifier there. So, and then Trinity's Paul Murray over Ben Provo at 106. Luke Richards beats Jordan Miller, so he beats a state champ in the finals there. Helmstetter beats a red-hot Gavin Hickey going into that one, so Helmstetter keeps the number 1 ranking, spoiler, over Hickey there. Wyatt Watkins wins for Millbrook, very impressive. Millbrook had a great performance here. And then Resendez over Provo at 138. Sammy G takes out Gabe Rogers, an ultimate tiebreaker, 5-4. One of the biggest results of the weekend. Derek Mason at 150 over aforementioned Will Murray. Derek Mason looked really good. 2 Cap City kids there. Campbell Tufts takes out Chancellor from Pine Forest, 5-0, a revenge of his blood round loss a year ago. Tobin McNair, Thomas Gingerich 6'2" battle there. Ryan Thompson takes out 6'4", takes out Carson Owens, who was a private school state champ, now at Leavesville Road. Really good match right there. Thompson had to rally from behind. Harrison Compton over Dobo, 14-13. Crazy match. I texted our friend Christian Beats and I said, what has happened in the 190 match? He said just a good match with lots of points. So that's a really good result, even in a loss for Dobo. Compton, another great win to add to his resume. Gavin Lopez wins, unsurprisingly there, and JoJo Trahan wins at 285. Pine Forest wins the team title over Millbrook, Seed Fourth, Cardinal Gibbons. Pine Forest, you have my attention. You have my attention. Sammy G and crew. There's quite a few really good kids on the team, but you have my attention now. Dakota Smith Invitational. Small brackets, loaded brackets. Loxton Hooper beats Aiden Sefchek 13-8, and then Jace Barrier beats Loxton Hooper. Rylan Walker wins at 106 for South Caldwell. Adair Panama dominates his way to the 120-pound title. Taj Thao beats Mason Yount at 132. Gabe Smith takes out Carter Hoots at 144. And Carson Warwick beats a very good Mason Holler. Two top-ranked kids there, 8-3. Carson Warwick, that Davy lineup taking place now. We got Warwick up at 65. Gould, I think, is going to go 57 there. And then Davis down at 50. And then we already know what's happening at 32 and 38. So Davy lineup taking place. Another big win, Marley Williams. Marley Williams, our boy from Fargo. Marley gets the win at 190. He's going to really surprise a lot of people, I think, this year. And then Davy wins the team title over Robbinsville, over South Caldwell. Davy's looking really good right away. And they still don't have all their kids back in the lineup, just like every other team. Just like I said, I think a little bit ago, the playoffs for football are going to take forever. So all the teams are going to be waiting on all their kids for a while. At the Memorial Tournament, the MGBW Memorial, Eastern Guilford wins that tournament pretty handily with Rory Senin, Cook, Reza, Diouf, Williams, Vargas, and Santos all taking titles for Maurice Atwood's Eastern Guilford squad at the Memorial Tournament. At the Rough Ridge Rumble, Jimmy Araujo takes out Cooper Mathan. Sorry about that, Cooper Mathan by tech fall. So that was a big win there. And then Xander Moody over Sheets by fall. T-Rex takes out Ryder Maynard and Matthew Atkins in the bracket. Two good wins for him there. Jackson DeTore, who was the runner-up to Trevlin Hall last year, takes out the aforementioned Raju. Ethan Finn over Brendan Ferguson by pin. Ethan Finn looking really good at the start of the year so far. James Stevens makes maybe the biggest jump in the rankings. He was kind of on the bubble. And then he takes out one of the top-ranked kids, Dakota Tala of Parkwood. So James Stevens, check where he's at now at 5A 138. Austin Laws takes out state champ Aiden White. Austin Laws takes out state champ Aiden White. I'll be lying if I said this might be the most surprising result for me personally of the weekend. So Aiden White goes down to Austin Laws. Aaron Ellison beats Khalif Rhodes and Zelia on the way to a title for him. Bentley Sly pins Page and everybody else. Bentley Sly just doing what Bentley Sly does. He's wrestling 157, for those who are curious right now. Keen Black takes out Rito. Mayfield beats Dreyer in a close one, 6-5. So that's Brian Mayfield over Dreyer Parkwood, 6-5. And then Keyshawn Morrison looking good already. Keyshawn Big Dog Morrison goes playoff football game Friday, tournament Saturday, no problem. And then at the Viking Invitational, again, a smaller tournament but good one. Danny McDermott takes out his teammate Arlo Duran by fall, and so he was wrestling 120. I think we're going to see him and Miles shift down maybe, and then Duran's going to take over the 120 spot. Like I've said a couple of times, those lower weights for Union Pines, they're loaded. They're going to leave some really good talent on the bench just because of how good they are right now. So Ty Johnson takes out Joe Shook by tech fall. Mac dominates his way, gets the MOW, I'm pretty sure. Tripp Sullivan takes out Frederick Edwards by fall over the Cape Fear State Qualifier. Dom Blue wins handily, and Liam Miles is so good, so good. And Union Pines won that tournament. Union Pines, book it. K-Town Throwdown. I love the name of the tournament. Just makes me smile every time. So Augie Raham, Huff wins huge. Huff wins huge. It's crazy. Yeah, decent showing for Huff right here. But Augie Raham takes out Landon Logan, Braylon Yates, the hype train. I told y'all months ago, I am the conductor of the Braylon Yates hype train. Everybody, all aboard. He takes out Griffin Barber and then wins in the finals as well over Mingo from Huff. Ezra Corbett takes out Shiano, and then Zufall from Bradford Pep takes out Corbett in the finals. Cuddy, A.L. Brown takes out Nash Mullis. Really good win there for him. Carson Raper meets his teammate, 113 pounds, Emilio Diaz, beats him 13-1 in the finals. So a huge win over a state placer for Carson Raper, and he's going to go down to 106. He's small for 113. Leffler from Huff, another freshman, right? Carson Raper, freshman. Braylon Yates, freshman. Here's Brandon Leffler. Brandon Leffler takes out Joe Little 6-5, or 13-6, I think was the end of score. It was 6-5 late, and then there was an exchange. Then I wasn't there, right? So I don't know exactly how the exchange worked, but really, Leffler is very, very good. Feliciano dominates sophomore, right? Young for Huff there. Augie takes out Sue in the finals. And then Garrison Raper over Cody Bowie at 138. Titan Kostoff beats Dylan Belmont in a match between two state placers. And Connor Herbert from Huff takes out Wyatt Hernandez, a state placer from Newton Conover. So really good win for Herbert there. Finds himself into the rankings. Vince Grack over Chase Hernandez. Chase Hernandez, someone we really liked his skill set at Fargo. He's going to find himself right on the bubble of the rankings, and Grack is climbing his way near the top. Again, can't say enough about Braylon Yates winning 165 there. He's that dude. Everybody hop on the Braylon Yates hype train with me. Moore takes out from Newton Conover. Moore from Newton Conover takes out Zufall in the finals. And then Cuddy takes out Connor Brinkley in the finals. So an impressive performance. Two really good wins for Cuddy from A.L. Brown, someone who we've continued to see get better over the past couple of years. And then Evan Cox. Evan Cox wins heavyweight at the K-Town Throwdown. At the Beach Brawl. They actually finished before midnight this year, right? That's, if you know, you know. Justin Campos takes out Bernthal from New Bern. Tyler Gardner beats Justin Campos. Sander Tran over Bussy from Athens Drive, 9-8. Sabugan over Maxwell Davis. Aiden Campbell over Garris from First Flight. And then John Bain over Jacob Campos there. And then in the finals, or in the consolation in the finals, Justin Campos over Xavier Bernthal from New Bern. Bernthal, another freshman that finds himself into the rankings. Campos continuing to climb there. Tyler Gardner, major decision over state runner-up Sander Tran. So really climbing some rankings there for Tyler Gardner. Jacob Mia, that summer work is paying off. He gets the fall over Mercer of Swansboro. James Campos with a major decision over Khalil Sabugan from First Flight. And then Hayden Smith takes out Aiden Campbell by fall. Aiden Campbell of Havelock by fall. Brody Stanton beats James Cochran of Athens Drive. And it vaults himself to number one in the rankings. Go check that out. Topsail wins the bracket. Really impressive performance from them. At the Maroon Devil Tournament out here in Swain County, Landon Mance over Clay Jamerson by tech fall. Kayvon Wilson wins that tournament pretty handily at 175. Him and Braylon Yates both at 75. Going to be an interesting one. Maybe we'll still see each other at some point. That would be pretty fun. At the Plowboy Tournament, Oates over Liam Jackson. Bryson Davis of RS Central takes out Amon Virel from Polk County. Cameron Massey, man, that kid is he's got skills, man. He's got skills. He's looking good. He takes out Caden Laws by a tech fall. Just looked absolutely phenomenal. Caden Deaton takes out Logan Hudson in the consolations of that bracket. 138 was pretty fun. Alex May with a fall over Brody Wolf. Huge win over a state qualifier there from May. Dula from West Caldwell takes out Blackwell from Polk County 6-4. And Polk wins the tournament over R Central. There's question marks for Polk, right? They lose Efron Rivera. They lose their head coach, Thomas Hensley, who's now to Inca. But Polk wins this tournament. I'm following that closely. At the Ironman tournament, Lincolnton wins this thing. They have McBride and Mills win it all. Reed from High Britain, state runner-up last year, wins his bracket. Maverick Monteith wins his bracket. And Gavin Jolami beats Lucas Conger from South Point, so a good win for there. 13-12, kind of crazy, man. At the St. King's tournament, Lucas Angstad from Ashley beats Mazara 2-0 from Rosewood. Mazara is Miller Mentier wins over Best of CBA Cock by fall. Heard he was the OW, looking really good at 138 there. Shane Magoo beats his opponent from Ashley 12-9, and Ashley wins the tournament, which I think is impressive over Currituck and Rosewood. So good job by Ashley there. At the Catamount Duels, UR Charter wins that one handily. Really impressive by them. I saw a couple duel results from Moorhead, the Wheatmore Duels. Moorhead did really well. Piedmont did really well. And that's it for the boys' side of things right now. Let's flip over to the girls' side of things here. Scrolling the stock. All right, the Plowboy girls tournament. Mia Robinson from East Henderson gets the win over Budarago from Chase and wins the tournament. Maddie Maines over Zaya Brown from Brevard High and wins the tournament. Destiny Vidal beats Maylee Turner Brevard, two-time state qualifier. Turner Fidel, a state qualifier as well, and wins that tournament. Riley Patton, South Mex, she's been doing really well. She got a great little Super 32. She wins this tournament. Saveda Kenshin over Samantha Riveras from South Mex, one of the probably the better files on the girls' side across the state. 9-8. Sounds like it was kind of a crazy one, but Saveda Kenshin gets it done there. And Hendersonville women's wins the tournament. We were there on the first day of practice. They had a good little contingent of girls. Serafina Blackwell, Maddie Maines, and others, and it shows they win this tournament. At the Wolverine Women's Tournament, Millbrook takes home the title. They had a really good showing, and they didn't even have what I would consider to be their top girl. Brianna Palmer wins the tournament, vaults herself way up the rankings by beating Morgan Carpenter and Maddie Moore. Again, like I said, freshman girls, right? Freshman girls and the freshman boys, they vaulting all over the rankings. Stephanie Diaz Mendoza over Camila Ruiz. On Bree Joyce. I guess I didn't understand because Coach Coggins, I see you not putting in all the grades. I go to their roster. I'm going to everybody's roster trying to find grades for all these wrestlers, and I see you not putting in the grades. But he finally did for Bree Joyce. She's just a sophomore, and she gets the win over Nina Howard, so she returns to the rankings now that I know she's actually still in high school here. Sophia Williams over Sarah Morgan of West Henderson High School, so two state qualifiers getting after it, two Henderson County state qualifiers getting after it there as well. And Riley Spencer and Kim Tolton at the Maroon Devil there wins, and Swain County takes the team title at the Maroon Devil. At Craig White, Ella Taylor wins her bracket with a fall. Fargo Blood Rounder and Ella Taylor there. At the Rough Ridge Rumble, Mia Pardo makes her high school debut and does it in dominant fashion. Tech fall in the finals. Again, vaults herself way up in the rankings. Her teammate, Bria Ma, wins her bracket with a win over another state-ranked opponent, and Ruiz from Parkwood by fall. Olivia Brown beats Zoe Pardo in the finals there, or in the semifinals, and then in the finals, she wins that one in the finals. Then Bailey Neimer, Mount Pleasant, returning to action after not being able to compete at regionals and state tournament last year, and she gets the win over Sophia Hernandez at 126, Isabella Hernandez at 132 pounds, wins there, and then Corvink and Johnson and Kazaya all win for Parkwood. I think you can guess who won the team title there. So pretty awesome performance. Jack Britt, Parkwood, Hoke County, those three. If we were still all in one classifications for the ladies, it would be a fun team race with those three. At the Valor tournament, Yaleen Kang from Maiden wins the tournament here. Taylor McKenzie of North Lincoln beats Sophia Salas 13-0 major decision. And Lily Flores at 145 pounds beats Steelman from East Wilkes and wins the tournament. At the K-Town Throwdown, A.L. Brown wins the tournament. And then individually, Nola Walker wins the tournament here at 145 pounds. Taylor Williams staying at 152 and also beats Mariah Antis, who's at Bradford Prep now. So that was probably the best girls match, I would say, of the weekend as far as credentials go. 2 state finalists, state champ meeting, but she does it in dominant fashion by tech fall. So Taylor Williams showing there's levels to this going down. At the beach brawl, Hijawi wins over Riley Klein by major decision 12-3. Skyla Simpson over Adriana Miller by fall. Skyla Simpson, state champ there. Tori Vonnecourt from First Flight beats Millbury from Swansboro by fall. Claire Ballard takes out state champ Lauren Hall by fall. And First Flight till the wheels fall off, they win the tournament. It was pretty awesome to just see that the ladies from the First Flight are bringing it home. They won the tournament and continuing to grow as a program. At the Bucktown, Hippolito, Rush, and Hardin and Moore win for Hoke County. It was really, really dominant performance there. Like I said, if we were all still one classification for the girls, which not going to really get into that as much, but I think the team race between Hoke and Jack Britt and Parkwood would be absolutely insane. And then at the Catamount Duels, I thought this was a really interesting result, and that is that Laney beats Panther Creek and Union Pines. Laney beats Panther Creek and Union Pines. Pretty crazy, pretty impressive for Laney. Really, like I said, I was very confident. Or actually, I hadn't said this on air. I said this just in private. Very, very, very confident that Union Pines is going to win 6A. Laney, though, with that result, are they going to challenge Hoke at 8A? I think we should talk about them and the team title hopes, right, and the team title conversation. Now, could they? Maybe. I still would pick Hoke. Speaking of team races, like I said, you could guess who won the Rough Ridge Rumble. Close though. It was 177.5 to 177 with Jack Britt over Parkwood. What a team race there! Like I said, Parkwood, Jack Britt, Union Pines, Laney, Hoke, very, very good girls teams. All the rankings are updated right now on the website. Go check them out. All individuals. I'm going to start updating all the team rankings. Probably tonight, maybe tomorrow. Thanks for all your support. First weekly recap of the year. Pumped. Let's continue to have awesome tournaments. Continue to have all these results coming through. If you have any feedback for the rankings, if I missed a weight change, if I missed a result, because it's just me. I'm one guy ranking 7 boys classifications and 5 girls classifications. Send me an email at ryan@dncmatch.com. Appreciate your support. Until next time. See you next week.